Well. Told y'all, man, I just pop up at any time of the day or night. But I had to pop in here real quick because something come to my attention. I was going to take the day off, man. I was going to take the day off and chill out for a second. But once again, Lincoln Riley, OTBO, the acronym TBOW, that stands for the Bitch Out West. I want to make sure everybody learns that. Has seen fit once again to put his mouth on Oklahoma. Now, all these USC fans out there that keep coming in here and saying that Lincoln Riley and USC live rent-free in my mind and the Oklahoma people's minds, seems like you might be deflecting a little bit because it seems like they're living rent-free in your mind, Lincoln Riley. I'm going to bring this article up here in just a second. Basically, Lincoln Riley said in an interview today, you would think he would have said this when he first left Oklahoma. It was 2 years ago that he left Oklahoma. And just today, he's bringing up the fact, let me bring it up for y'all, if I can bring it up on here. I'm going to try to bring a little graph up for y'all. See what we got here. Yep, there it is. See what we got here. What does that say? Let's see. Let's enlarge it for you a little bit. USC coach Lincoln Riley revealed that his family needed armed security after he announced plans to leave Oklahoma in November of 2021. In an interview on YouTube series In Depth with Graham Bensinger, never heard of him, Riley said there were multiple security incidents that put his family at risk. I had a lot of different people trying to break into my house days after it happened, Riley said. 95% of the fans and people out there in Oklahoma are great, and you typically always have the percentage that at times takes it too far. Obviously, this was one of those instances. Really. Let's just move on down here a little bit. See what else old Stinky Linky had to say. There we go. All right. I'm running this stuff as we on the fly here. Let's see what we got. I'm going to bring up another one for you guys. Says here, I told my wife and a couple of the people that I confide in that night we made the decision. I told them it's going to be bad. And they're like, oh, it'll just blow over in a few days. But I've lived in these shoes, and it's going to be bad, said Riley. Oh, Riley, man. Still crying about Lincoln Riley. Well, Lincoln Riley's still crying about Oklahoma. So, I want to know from y'all, do y'all really think that happened 2 years ago? First of all. Second of all, my question is, as an outsider looking in, because I'm not an Oklahoma fan, as much as people try to make me out to be an Oklahoma fan. I mean, I do like Oklahoma, but that's not my favorite team. It's Alabama. But as an outsider looking in, the first thing that pops in my mind is, why did you wait 2 years to bring this shit up? Well, I'll tell y'all why I think it waited 2 years to bring this shit up. You see, Oklahoma's been out recruiting Lincoln Riley ever since he left. And he made his little asinine comment that he thought was going to stick. Him and old Colin Cowherd, cow turd, whatever you want to call him, bowel movement from a cow's anus, basically said you can't recruit to Oklahoma. And yet 3 years in a row now, this will be going on 3 years of recruiting cycles that Brent Venables and company will out-recruit him. And this is Brent Venables' first stint as a head coach. Very first. Never been a head coach anywhere else. Lincoln Riley had, but he's still getting out-recruited. even after he illegally lured players into the transfer portal. You say we can't prove that, but we all know he did it. They may not want to admit it, but he did it. And him and a staffer were actively recruiting for USC, as I said ad nauseum, while they were still employed by Oklahoma. And we got some comments coming up in here. Got a few people already up in here, about 33 people. If you don't mind, jump out of here, smash that like button, share it out with your friends, subscribe to the channel you haven't already, hit that bell. That helps me out a lot. All that stuff is free. Also, if you want to make a comment and get it highlighted and push to the top, there is a money sign at the bottom of this live stream. You can click on that, put your comment in there, send it on, how many characters you want, charges you for the more characters you use. But let's highlight some comments up in here. Seems like J.D. Wilmoth thinks that he's a freaking liar. I don't believe that. He's a damn liar. See who else. Charlotte says Lincoln is a damn liar. Levi, no police report on it when it happened. Just now coming out with it. What a damn liar. Damn, that's 3 for 3. Lincoln, you are consistent. I'll give you that. It being called a damn liar. Kenneth Quall says he's a damn liar. Whoo! 4 in a row, ho. He's a damn liar. Nobody tried to break in Douche Canoe's house. A restaurant owner tried to get his grills back that were loaned to the Douche Nugget. Damn. Not only are you a liar, but you're a Douche Canoe and a Douche Nugget. And in my opinion, a douche nozzle. Because you nozzle on all the douchiness. I can't wait for Coach Prime to beat USC. I don't know what that's got to do with today's topic, but that's not going to happen, Chris. I don't think. I hope not. As much as I despise Lincoln Riley, I despise con-time Deion Sanders even more. I'll be quite honest with you. But these USC fans continually come up in here and whine and complain and say that I'm grilling them unfairly and that I need to just move on and Lincoln Riley's living rent-free in our minds, when in reality, Oklahoma people, and maybe even myself, are living rent-free in his mind and the USC skittle shitters' minds. Because they can't keep their freaking mouth off the Oklahoma. All you got to do, USC, is tell your little spastic-ass, elf-faced coach to quit putting his mouth on Oklahoma and other teams and concentrate on recruiting for USC. That's all it is. He's pissed off because he's got out-recruited by Oklahoma 2 years in a row, now going on 3 because Oklahoma has passed them once again. I think USC has dropped down to like 27th or some shit, and a bunch of the more reputable recruiting polls. So it ain't something I'm just making up. So here's the thing, USC. If y'all want Oklahoma to move on, if you want JPC, that's me, the outlaw of college football, if you want me to stop putting your ass on the grill, then simply shut up talking about Oklahoma. Why did he wait 2 years? That's what I don't understand. Why did he wait 2 years? You keep doing the kind of stuff and making yourself look like an asinine jackass, then I'm going to continue to throw your ass on the grill as well as the USC skill shooters. I'm just going to throw you right on the grill. And that shit, I'm going to burn that shit. I'm going to burn your ass every time you get on here and run that mouth for no apparent reason. I mean, where'd that even come from, man? We're in the middle of a football season. All of a sudden, 2 years later, oh, by the way, someone broke into my house or tried to break into my house and blah, 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 blah. And sure it wasn't some okey-pokey state fans as plants trying to make Oklahoma look bad or some shit. Auburn fans do it to Alabama all the time. If something happens to Alabama, they'll try to pretend like the Alabama fans and do something screwed up. All kidding aside, though, nobody done anything. Not even okey-pokey state people. Someone needs attention, cry on. Yeah, instead of fight on, you're right, Jake G. Instead of fight on, it's cry on, says Jake G. Kenneth Qualls is back up in the house again. I think you're right, OCF. He's jealous that BV has come in and consistently out-recruited his ass. Exactly. Bloody X Guns with 2 Z's says, I haven't cared that Raleigh left since the day they announced BV as the head coach. We are better now. Boomer. Right. And these USC fans continue to say that we are bringing them up, when in reality, every single freaking interview where this situation has been brought up, I would say 90% of the time it's brought up by Lincoln Riley and the USC skill shitter fan base, as well as Colin Coward or Cal Bowel Movement or whatever the hell y'all want to call that idiot. I haven't, already got that one. I come up here in the middle of the day. I know I'm probably not going to get as much traffic today, but this is breaking news that I just got from CBS Sports. It was actually brought to my attention by one of our loyal listeners and supporters of the program, Killer Breeze, a.k.a. George Contreras. What is it that Tebow said Eric Taco Marino? Well, to backtrack a little bit, if you just joined us, I showed some CBS Sports articles where Tebow said that, and I don't know why he waited 2 years to say it. He's doing an interview and just randomly says to this guy at CBS Sports that the Oklahoma fans tried to break in his house before he left Oklahoma. He had to get massive amounts of security. And his wife said, it probably won't be that bad. We'll just, it'll blow over in a few days. He's like, no, I've lived in these shoes for quite some time. These people are crazy, basically alluding to the Oklahoma fans. And he said that a bunch of people tried to break into his house. But like a commenter said earlier, if that's the case, then why wasn't there a police report filed? Like I said, all that comes back to, Eric, is the fact that him and the USC skill shooters are mad that his little asinine comment, he got his little skirt pulled down for the past 3 years. He's just mad because Oklahoma's out recruiting the last 3 years, so he's got to do something to try to throw some negative light on Oklahoma like he always does. Oklahoma fans, they keep saying that Tebow, and that stands for the bitch out west once again, Lincoln Riley and USC living rent-free in their heads, and it seems like it's the other way around. Me, I'm an outsider looking in. I'm an unbiased Alabama fan in this situation, and it seems to me, and I keep saying this ad nauseum because I keep having to make these videos about this jackass, they're the ones that can't keep Oklahoma out of their mouth. So obviously, they're worried about something. Obviously, Oklahoma is actually living rent-free in your mind, Lincoln Riley and USC skill shitters and Colin Cowbow Movement, whatever you damn, man, I hate that dude, man. He is a complete ass kiss. Like I said, if you don't mind, jump out of here of the chat. If you don't mind just for a second, you jump right back in. Just hit that like button, subscribe button, bell button, share me out to your friends. All that stuff's free. I also have, you'll see a couple of people coming up in here with badges. That's because they're a part of the Outlaw Posse membership. That's not $2.99 a month, 75 cents a week. It's a little join button, next subscribe button. If you want to get your badge, get deputized. You also get a random Four Horsemen shout out on the program as well as maybe be the comment of the day. I might just go ahead and do a random Four Horsemen shout out right now and then give the comment of the day as well. Let's see what we got here. We'll go ahead and give the comment of the day. How about that? All right. Let's get back on here. I'm going to share the screen with you real quick. Little screen layout. Comment of the day is from Storm 4601. Okay, Outlaw, here's my main problems with the game in Levy. It isn't browse. Its play calling was indicative of high school football coach, a dumb one. But here's my main problem with the center brain trust they used in the 5-star plus. Generational talent, freshman quarterback on a 4th down and 1 fullback package. Absolutely insane. He goes down. You're going to have to fire all the offensive coaches. That's the comment of the day coming from Storm 4601. So that was the comment of the day. But I just wanted to jump in here real quick and get y'all's thoughts on that. I mean, once again, Lincoln Riley can't seem to keep his mouth off Oklahoma. All you got to do is go to CBS Sports and go to NCAA football and home, and then it'll be in the news. It's like the lead story, I think. Or it might not be the lead story, but it's at the very top of the scroll on there, where he's basically saying that the Oklahoma people tried to break into his home, and that was one of the other reasons why. It's like he's trying to throw a negative light on Oklahoma because, like I said earlier, he's out recruited them. Now going on 3 years in a row. They just passed USC again recruiting. USC has slid to number 27. So I just find it awfully suspicious. He waited 2 years to bring this shit out and didn't even file a police report on it. J.D. Wilmot says Lincoln Riley should be honored. He's got a highway named after him here in Oklahoma. It's a desolate highway in the Oklahoma Panhandle. It's the last 3 in before you go into New Mexico. Yeah. We all know New Mexico's a shit sty of a state, so that's about right. What's up, Lori Brogdon's in the house. Lucas James is in the house. Lori Brogdon said, what's up? Lucas James, so it shouldn't be a surprise to Lincoln Riley that people are trying to rob his house. Well, Lucas, I think it's a freaking lie. I don't think he really tried to rob anybody's house, to be quite honest with you. Rich Castle's in the house. What's good, Outlaw? Riley is full of shit. Yes, he is. Very much so. Dung full, like a bat cave full of dung, man. Lucas James, what happens in South Central LA? What happens in South Central LA, from what I've seen on a lot of pictures and videos, is people like to defecate in the streets and pull the little britches down and have bowel movements, out there beside the LA Coliseum that they can't sell out. They're in a big-ass city with millions and millions and millions and millions of people, and they can't sell out a stadium that only holds, 80,000, 90,000 people? Then they'll say, well, you Oklahoma people and Alabama people, y'all ain't got nothing else to do. We're in small cities. Our city's nowhere near 1 million people, but yet we can sell out 100,000-seat stadiums? That's because our alumni don't stay here in Tuscaloosa and Norman when they graduate, you idiots. They move off to places like Connecticut and California and Montana and, hell, Australia. Have come home from countries abroad to watch a football game. We got plenty of stuff to do in the cities they live in. You got alumni living in Boston, Massachusetts, Miami, Florida, and yet they come up here to Tuscaloosa, Alabama to sell out 100,000-seat stadium. That's called having fans that are loyal and not bandwagon fans, that if your team isn't going undefeated every year, they'd rather spend their day, this is y'all's favorite thing, at a transgender volleyball tournament on the beaches of Santa Barbara. David Kreitzer says Lincoln still asks his wife if she's ready to. Boomer sooner. David Kreitzer in the house. He's a big-time fighting the Illini brother. I did give you your shout-out, by the way, a few weeks back. I don't know if you saw that. I actually messed up and did give Kreitzer a shout. He got a huge donation to the program, some VIP status kind of shit. How's Illinois doing, David? Just curious. I think, can't remember. Y'all 1-1? Yeah, y'all as good as my team, Alabama, I think. Shut 11. We don't care about Linky Boy. Well, obviously, Linky Boy cares about y'all still because he's going around making up stories from 2 years ago, man. I don't know what his deal is, man. It's like he lives in the Matrix or some shit out in California, man. Going back and seeing shit that didn't happen. Rich Castle, Lucas James, are you quoting the NWA? Hey, man, NWA used to be all right. I ain't going to say what the acronym stands for. Y'all don't get me in trouble. I was a big Run DMC fan myself. In fact, their song was the song of the day on the last podcast, Tricky. Tricky, tricky, tricky. That's what all this stuff is. It's tricky. I just wanted to come here and get y'all's thoughts real quick. Like I said, on the whole Lincoln Riley thing, once again, Lincoln Riley cannot keep his mouth off of Oklahoma. He done an interview yesterday and waited 2 years to tell us that he had to get extra security. He had to have FBI, CIA agents out there to protect him and his family so they could leave Oklahoma. But yet no police report was filed. Let me say that just a third time to make sure that people understand that, especially the skittle shitters. They're going to come running up in here in a little bit. They won't probably be on here live, but they'll run up in here in a little bit, man. They'll be talking all that smack about, oh, we're living rent-free in your head. Like I said, I ain't talked about Lincoln Riley, Linky Boy, Tebow, the bitch out west. I ain't talked about him in about a couple of weeks, man. So he's doing it to himself. If y'all want us to stop grilling his ass, then tell him to shut that mouth, man. I did see where y'all got that Niles kid, by the way. He had a little unique way of announcing it. I think he announced on the Jumbotron at his high school that he was actually coming to Oklahoma. This is Nigel Smith II. Oklahoma just continues to roll in recruiting, you know. But you can't recruit to Oklahoma, right? Nah, you can't recruit to Oklahoma. You can't recruit to Oklahoma, Linky Boy. CE says, I have a sneaky suspicion an official from the Norman Police Department will make a statement there was no break-ins. Like I said, I can't see all these comments coming. They're coming in pretty fast. You want to get your comment highlighted, move to the top so I can read it. There's a little money dollar sign at the bottom. Click on that, put your comment in there, and it'll highlight it. Make sure you put your comment in there first, then send it so you get your money's worth. It also helps the program out through donations. Also, you'll see a bunch of people up in there with badges. Rich Caskins got his badge, as well as some others. Storm 4601, who was the comment of the day. If you want that badge, you want to get deputized, it's a membership. It's the Outlaw Posse membership. It's now $2.99 a month, 75 cents a week. It's a little join button, next subscribe button. If you're on an Apple phone, you may have to go to your computer or your laptop because it doesn't match with YouTube memberships. But yeah, you'll get that badge, you get deputized, you get a Four Horsemen random shout out periodically on the actual podcast, as well as possibly be the comment of the day, as Storm 4601 was for this live stream. Now, speaking of double dipping here, Four Horsemen shout outs go to Storm 4601, that Christian fam channel. Daryl Madden and Dakota Green get the Four Horsemen shout outs for being in the Outlaw Posse and helping me with this college football invasion each and every day. One more time. It's another vote for Riley is full of shit. I need to, I guess I need to do a poll. We'll see how that goes. It'll probably be a landslide, right? Well, unless, of course, you have those old Dominion voting boxes in Atlanta, Georgia. Then, you know, something might happen about 3 a.m. in the morning. Lincoln is a goat. What did you just say? Lincoln is a goat? Oh, I'm glad he's gone and love our new defense. Lincoln is a goat? A goat shithead. Okay. You're trying to get me in trouble, Chris. Eric Blomquist is in the house. He also has his badge. I find it, he says, Eric Blomquist says, I find it despicable that he would say this 2 years later. Exactly. Reminds me of the whole Bill Curry situation in Alabama where we supposedly threw a brick through his window. And from what I understand from the reports on that, the glass was broken to the outside. So it means someone threw the brick from the inside. Right? Let's do our little Perry Mason investigative skills here. Lloyd Brogdon says, Eric, he's trying to stir up drama like he always does. Well, here, like I said, I find it awfully coincidental that it's been 2 years, and once again, Oklahoma has pulled past them in recruiting. I just find that awfully coincidental because when Mary Caleb Williams' fingernails, when his ass leaves, I really think that Linky Boy is going to take a straight dive. Might not be an epic dive, but I could see them going 8-4 or something like that in the regular season. The year after Mary Caleb Williams' fingernails departs the skittle shitters in L.A. Like I said, if y'all want me to read your comment out, I'm going to get it pushed to the top. There's a little dollar sign at the bottom. Hit that. Just throw a few dollars in the coffers. They have 2, 5, 10 on up, as many characters as you want. $2, $5, $10, whatever. But I guess I'm going to get up out of here. Just wanted to jump in here real quick. Kane Reed's in the house. What's up, Outlaw of College Football? Nothing much, brother. Kane Reed does a lot of gaming stuff. You want to check his channel out as well. See, Bloody YX Guns. He is trying to keep himself in the media since nobody's talking about his team. Alan Woody says it's obviously the coaching staff, BV and crew will recruit better than Raleigh no matter where they are. Mecca of college football, my ass. Yeah, Mecca of college football. He's like the false prophet of college football. Got to say this before I get out of here because my boy Killer Breeze will be mad at me if I don't. A lot of people think Raleigh's going to end up with an NFL team in a few years, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think he's going to end up getting fired and maybe get a job as the punting coordinator for those Nagasaki egg rolls of the Japanese American Football League. What do y'all think? Eric Basham is in the house. I call him Caleb Williams. Yeah, he might be. Lucas James, he says, but it's clear that Lincoln Riley still hasn't got over his ex, even though he's the one that decided to break up. Makes no sense. But he's like one of them girls in high school, man. They break up with you, and you're a little heartbroken at first, and you try to move on and do the right thing, and then you do. You find a new girl, and you move on, and then she sees that you're happy. She sees that you're happy. And Lincoln Riley sees that they're happy. Even though they went 6-7 last year, they're recruiting like nobody's business. They're finishing in the top 10 every year. And Lincoln Riley suddenly he wants them back. I think that's what it is. He wants to come back. There's a recipe to recruit there. I need to come back. Nobody wants to live out here with it, shitting in the streets and playing transgender volleyball on a Sunday afternoon. Illinois is stinking up as usual, says David Kreitzer. I hate to hear that, brother. I like Illinois. Got some friends in Chicago. All right, brothers and sisters. Just wanted to break that to you real quick. Tell you, old Lincoln boy, once again, he is forlorn for Oklahoma. He's once again got Oklahoma on his mind, Oklahoma in his mouth. There's a song called Georgia on My Mind. Seems like Lincoln boy, old Linky. Like a poster said, it's just like a girl that breaks up with you that decides, damn, you're happy. I want you back. They don't want you back, Lincoln. So, in conclusion, if you want to stay off the grill, Lincoln Riley, USC Skittle Shooters, just do one thing. Keep Oklahoma out of your spastic mouth. With that, I'm out of here. KMCA, tell all the other teams, like, share, comment, and subscribe to this channel. Share me out to all your friends if you don't mind. And as I said before, you can also join the Outlaw Posse, get your badge, get deputized, get your random 4 horseman shout-outs, as well as possibly be the comment of the day. Class is now officially dismissed.